It was the autumn of 1888, and the chilly London air carried with it a sinister omen. In the narrow alleys and dark lanes of Whitechapel, an atmosphere of fear and apprehension hung in the air. As the sun set, shadows lengthened, and the streets came to life with the hurried footsteps of pedestrians, all aware of the danger that the night brought with it. And yet, even under the pale light of gas lamps, the insidious presence of Jack the Ripper loomed over that district. His name was a macabre whisper on the trembling lips of the residents, a malevolent entity that turned the heart of Whitechapel into a place of torment and horror. The victims, women marginalized by society, met their tragic fate at the hands of this ruthless killer. The dark alleys bore witness to the terrible acts committed, and the echo of his footsteps resonated as a grim warning to all who ventured through the streets at night. Cold, coagulated blood stained the stone sidewalks, a silent witness to the carnage that plagued the region. The police, in a constant state of alertness, faced a Herculean task in unveiling the identity of the murderer. But Jack operated with chilling cunning, leaving few tangible clues behind. Headlines in newspapers, screaming in bold letters, reflected the bewilderment and helplessness of the authorities in the face of the enigma that was Jack the Ripper. Thus, in the narrow streets of Whitechapel, the autumn of 1888 became marked as a time of darkness and despair, where the name of Jack echoed like a sinister refrain, heralding the terror that haunted those shadowy streets. The trail of riddles and theories. In the wake of the wave of terror that swept through Whitechapel, a legion of amateur investigators and theorists threw themselves into the pursuit of the enigma that was Jack the Ripper. Every corner, every alley, every testimony was meticulously examined in a desperate attempt to unravel the mind of the killer. The theories, like loose threads in a tangle, multiplied, entangling the investigation in a web of speculations. Some firmly claimed that Jack must be a doctor, given the surgical precision of his cuts. Others argued that he possibly belonged to the upper echelons of society, using his position to conceal the terrible acts committed under the cover of night. Every clue, every piece of information, was like a piece of a complex puzzle, but the complete picture remained elusive. The streets of Whitechapel became the stage for intense intellectual and investigative activity, with sharp and curious minds seeking to decipher the mystery that surrounded Jack. However, even with the investigators' tireless devotion, the truth continued to elude them, like an elusive shadow in the twilight. The city buzzed with theories and speculations, each one trying to shed light on the persisting enigma. And so, speculations became a kind of dense fog that obscured any glimpse of the truth. Amidst this whirlwind of conjecture, the figure of Jack the Ripper remained even more enigmatic, his face hidden in the shadows of history. Jack's eternal silence. And then, as mysteriously as he had appeared, Jack disappeared from the streets of Whitechapel. Autumn gave way to winter, but the city still bore the scars of those months of terror. The last victim was found in November 1888, and the killer, who had cast a shadow of horror over the region, plunged into eternal silence. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the marks left by Jack would remain forever. The dark alleys and narrow lanes held secrets that would never be revealed, and Jack's name would continue to be whispered in awe and fascination. The identity of Jack the Ripper remained an indomitable enigma over the years. The passage of time only served to further entrench the aura of mystery surrounding the killer. Countless theories were proposed, suspects were named, but the true face of the criminal was never unveiled. Thus, the mystery of Jack the Ripper remained like a shadow looming over the history of London, reminding everyone of the terrible time when the killer walked the streets, leaving a trail of horror and mystery in his wake. And, as the centuries passed, the name of Jack the Ripper echoed, immortalizing one of the greatest criminal mysteries in history. That's it for today, folks. I hope you crime story enthusiasts have enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to the channel to see more stories like this. We'll see you in the next video.